Steve, do you know we've done? I know we've reset this podcast like 3 times for fun, just as a joke. Like a soft resets every time. Basically, we're like,
We're Western comics over here, baby. We just
yeah,
start a new title under the
that,
same title.
it's the exact same title. Is this House of M? Is this Civil War? Is this no? Like
It's the
listen,
ultimate universe. We have issues. It's
that's what it
New
is.
52. We have
Exactly.
issues.
Yeah.
It's
So like that's pretty much what it is. We're like we're gonna restart, but we're the same thing, only hopefully better. Maybe not. If it's not better, we're gonna go back to what we were doing before, but also a little bit different. Um, but the whole time that I mean, we're using the same ingredients, Steven. We're the same people doing the same things, and we're trying our best over here. But I just wanted to say, dude, you know what we've done? It's about 286 episodes now.
that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that nuts, dude? It
That's
sucked because
nuts.
I was trying to, I should just go back and count every single actual episode, including the lives. If you're out there right now and you're a big fan of what we do, and you're like, oh man, I really do support those guys with issues, go through and like, count the episodes and let us know what the actual count is. I'm pretty sure it's around 286 from what I could like see with the numbers. I might have messed up some of the numbers along the way because I know I went from like naming episode like with the numbers to numbering episodes to like randomly titling videos to like avoid the episodic nature of it all because there's like someone right now could be watching this and they're probably tuned out. They're like, this is episode 300 or whatever.
Yeah,
But
like I'm out of this. I don't know the lore. There's no lore. Well, there is
there's
lore, but
there's so much lore. Listen, stick around. There will be more lore. But I don't know. I've always like I fought myself with that. I've always kind of struggled with the concept of just like giving people all the context, giving people enough context, letting people know that they're welcome in our weird little community. While at the same time just saying like, we're building a cult here. If you get it, you get it. But isn't it crazy? Like we've been doing this for 286 episodes. Like we're almost
that's a
done with a
lot.
graphic novel. We're so close. We're so
We're
close.
so close. And
Dude,
I'm gonna really because Chris actually got a hold of me too, and he does want to start Bloodlust end of the month. So
yeah.
I really do want to start grinding. Like I said, the work is. I was gonna ask this week, but then we got a bunch of work orders in, so I didn't want to ask. But I am gonna. I think in the next week or so, I'm gonna start seeing if I can take Wednesdays off, just so I can really like spend the full day with no one in the house. It's just me and Samuel,
Dude,
and I'm drawing comics all day. You
I
know,
mean, there's no better way to like deal with the time issue, which is the main issue, but we have other issues. Let's start the actual show.
let's just start the show.
Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I am Steven Wildcard. Whoa, Stevie Wildcard. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought I was gonna have to murder someone for a second. Oh no! But every week, my best friend Stevie Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles and nonsense and fake Jim Carreys that life throws our way. Uh, Steven, the world is exhausting. The world is
It's
exhausting.
so
We can't just
exhausting.
like people can't age. People can't. I mean,
This is,
I
dude, I
don't
just
know
have to
what's cool.
say, like, avoiding the political stratosphere of
Yeah, always,
everything that's
please.
going on in the world. However,
Yeah.
this is the shit that makes those things that happen hard to like talk about because it's like people are like, "Yep, dude." Not only Jim Carrey is a body double, someone stole dude. Have you seen the theory about Selena Gomez?
No, what's this one? Wait,
Dude,
wait, okay, go on, tell me.
and
Tell me.
first and foremost, I just want to lead with these poor celebrities, not these poor celebrities, but these people probably have just gotten various forms of plastic surgery that makes them look similar to other people sometimes because they probably see similar plastic surgeons. Dude, they're because of like one email in the Epstein files about soul transferring or something, which I don't even know if it's a real email or not, because that's how crazy TikTok and everything can just
Oh,
take shit. Listen,
dude.
hold on, hear me, dude.
No,
It's so
I'm
crazy
listening. I'm listening.
because the relevancy of this, it doesn't even make sense. It's
Okay.
like, yeah, that's not Selena Gomez. Gina Davis has been put into Selena Gomez's body, and that's why Selena talks and like moves her mouth and her face is wider, like Gina Davis's face. Gina Davis, League of Their Own, Gina Davis
Yeah.
totally has Epstein money levels of like soul transferring capabilities, by the way, now, and is a bigger celebrity than Selena Gomez currently somehow, and has taken Selena Gomez's body. That's how
Steven,
the
I'm gonna
elites
tell
stay
you,
alive.
I believe it. I'm completely I'm on board. Listen, Steven, I don't even care anymore. I'm willing to join whatever cult it will just give me food. Like
It's
I don't know.
it's
If
just,
you have
oh my
nachos,
God.
I'm in. I don't know. I
And I
just
knew this was gonna happen when like, because that's the thing that happens with human beings, is that because like these people have been frothing at the mouth at conspiracy theories forever,
it's
and the moment they get a little taste, little
always
smidge
like
of pepper,
everything's like that.
they're just like,
Well,
ah.
okay, well, we don't always talk about conspiracy theories right away. Sometimes we save the stuff. I know, but everyone's getting. I feel like the world is being fatigued intentionally. That's my big
And that's I do
conspiracy at this
that's
point.
the conspiracy
That's the
theory.
conspiracy theory. That like I truly I feel like I was just like scrolling. You know how you do. I do the opposite of doom scrolling. I don't like gloom scroll or like doom scroll. I look for joy. I'm actually like, what
I'm
will make
seeking
me I'm
pleasures.
seeking like yeah, give me my dopamine doesn't come from like feeling like superior to people or like punching down. Like I'm just like show me something funny. Like I watched a video of just like like this little kid just like high-fiving people. I was like, this is the best.
This
You
is
know, just like I
everything.
just need something to make me happy. Like what is
I,
happening?
I look up old Vine compilations
Yes.
sometimes when the
Yeah,
world
dude.
was simpler.
Oh, it's so crazy because like okay, I love Jim Carrey. I Jim Carrey was
Hmm.
an instrumental part of my childhood. Probably informed a huge part of like who I am as a person. My hair does an Ace Ventura thing naturally now. Like I breathe Jim Carrey as a child. I wore Jim Carrey shirts. I was so I literally in this book have a page that's like show your son the mask because it's important. Like that's I love them, right?
Which The Mask is an awesome movie and awesome comic book
So
series.
good. Sequel's so much better. Kidding. I'm joking.
Son of the Mask.
It's so bad, guys. But okay. But here's the thing. I just like everyone else. I want to believe that Jim Carrey is just an incredible, wonderful person who does awesome things. He's like a unique in like almost enlightened kind of character because he gets to live in this weird mountain of the fame that his talent has created for him.
Hmm.
Um, and that's great. Like good for him, and hopefully he does all good things with it. But sometimes, dude, people not only succumb to age, but succumb to like the ego or whatever else.
Or
And we
pressures of that society where like
pressures of that society.
you're an actor, people judge, like you see people judge you no matter what.
Yeah.
If an actor
Well,
gets plastic surgery, then they get judged. If they age gracefully, they get judged. It doesn't matter. You're just gonna be like
yeah,
in the limelight.
and it's funny because like yeah, I've seen things that other people have seen where it's like it seems like Jim Carrey would be almost like unflappable. You know, like the way like like there are certain things that I'm sure would eat at me when people say I don't like when people like break into spaces where they're they shouldn't be. Like if you're not interested in what we're doing, that's fine, but you don't have to be here in like a litter or comment section with nonsense. That it doesn't get to me in like a personal level, but it gets to me in a why are humans doing this level, and that starts to grate on me where I'm like, is this really the world we're living in? This is the society that people actually want. This is how people want to spend their time. It's a finite, we have a finite time on this dumb little rock and like that's what we're doing like her trying to hurt me even if that's what bothers me.
It's definitely a version of making oneself feel better because you feel like you can critique someone and you're not doing anything, but you can insult the thing because you don't like it anyway, and like it makes you feel better. It has to be what it is.
Yeah, dude. So and like there's a part of me I don't get it from all sides. I'll tell you, I had one the closest I came my like was it Icarus my like Icarus where like I posted a story. It was like a quick story on Twitter about this time I made a chicken costume, right, and how it kind of led to this weird breakup with my girlfriend at the time. And to me, it was just a funny, weird, hey, we were kind of incompatible and this didn't work out story. I wasn't painting anyone as a villain. I was just saying, like, this was a weird moment that led to some tension that eventually led to us breaking up. And it was a funny story. I presented it in a funny way. Not like no villains, no heroes, just like silliness, human foibles.
Hmm.
Dude, a million people saw it, right? Literally a million people saw it. Like over a million people saw it. That it blew up, went super viral. So many people were like, he's a sociopath, like blah blah blah, like all these bad things about me. And I was just like, I stand by everything I said. I wasn't like going by and like commenting on them, but I was like, I read some of them and I was like, man, I can see how like this would destroy some people. I was like,
Hmm.
I'm not built that way. Maybe I'm a sociopath. I don't know. I just don't get
I
like
guess like
no, like
it was just such a, I know, but it's just
but
such a silly story, and people just yeah,
yeah, that's
people learn a couple therapist terms, then they just love to sound intelligent. Like this is my opportunity to point out how flawed this man is right now.
yeah, and
It's easy engagement bait. Like it's easy to just say that, get a bunch of likes by people that have shitty men in their lives, and then just move on with their day. That's what it is too.
yeah, dude, it's really it's exhausting, you know? And I can only imagine. I can only imagine like given that little blip of seeing the fires thrown my way. Like the dogs that were willing to pile on. It wasn't everybody. You know, like there were a lot of people who were
Mm.
like, "Oh, that was an adorable story. That's hilarious. That's funny. You guys, it's clearly that was never going to work out." Blah blah blah, you know? And that's fun. That's good too. I'm glad people share my perspective. That's how you connect with people, and you realize like, I'm not alone in this world. Other people can speak my language, you know.
Hmm.
But dude, I can only imagine, given that experience, what it's like to be someone like Jim Carrey, who literally, if you Google him, it's just whatever. You know, like people can say
Hmm.
whatever they want about him, you know, just like everyone else. So like I don't know. He's only a human just like everyone else. And I want to imagine that like, he'd be above those sort of things, but maybe not. Maybe he did get some work done. Or maybe he got hurt. Maybe he had some sort of injury and he had to get work done. Maybe, I mean, there are or it's just aging or like puffing up. There's so many things it could be. People jump immediately to clone. And I'm just like,
And like, do people not understand how cloning would work? Like, if you clone somebody, it doesn't make an adult. Like it would
and
more than likely where our tech is at. Maybe, obviously our tech could be much further, but I would assume you would create a genetic perfect copy and put it in utero and then birth that child into the world, and it would potentially grow up to look and be that person,
I
depending on outside
just
variables.
I understand. I'm not a very business minded person, right? I don't think about money very often, okay? But I will tell you the resources that would have to
That would
go into creating a Jim Carrey clone for the sake of
the
what?
SAG Awards or whatever awards it was,
Oh
like
yeah, the
just
French award show. Steven, like I totally understand. Now, I've thought of this. I might have talked about this in a podcast before, but I imagine like mind you, this is a hypothetical thing, FBI, CIA, or whoever else. But just imagine for a second, someone goes and assassinates the president, and they're like, I assassinated the president. I did it. I killed him in his sleep, or blah, 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 whatever. And then the next day, you see him on TV. And you're like,
well
holy crap.
shit.
Yeah, what do you do? Right? That's the, like, if anything like that were to happen, I'd imagine it would be something like that, where it's like, hey, we have body doubles on top of body doubles for these people who are of this importance that we projected to the world, right? Like, I get that. Jim Carrey and like Selena Gomez, I'm not saying they don't have like influence in general, but like enough to justify body doubles. You know what else the government slash like secret societies or who else could do? Literally create celebrities. It's super easy. Like TikTok is it's just creating these like vapid
Hmm.
influencer like personalities, which is fine if people want to follow that, good for them. My point is, why would you waste time cloning a Jim Carrey who's old and young people don't care about when you could just create a new like 20 something year old who like has all the influence in the world and will get people to believe whatever you want, right? Like
Yeah. No,
why
it just
and
they
all
don't
you do.
it's just like they just have to say everything. Like, if something doesn't look right, I think people have this fear
Mhm.
of being tricked or duped, and
Yeah.
like they're so adamant that they're not going to be, manipulated by the elites and these other people, that I think they just overlook the reality of a situation.
Well, it's
Like
like it's Occam's razor, right?
things can exist. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but things can exist simultaneously. Like Jeffrey Epstein could have done all the heinous and horrible things
Right.
he did simultaneously, doesn't mean that Jim Carrey's being cloned. And honestly,
Right.
I would take that view as more of a real, if you pursue that in a wealthy dude who, I mean, you think of people that have money that, spend money on escorts and things like that. Obviously, this is not the same thing. But what I'm saying is if you have that level of wealth and power, you can do heinous shit
Yeah.
They don't need to be cloning Jim Carrey. Like that, what they did make sense in the world they exist in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like they're adding too much sci-fi and fantasy to what really more than likely happened. You know what I'm
Speaking of
saying?
sci-fi and fantasy, we work on a supernatural superhero comedy comic called Deathless. We've been working on it. We're on
Wall kicked right off of that, baby.
That's right.
Jumped
We're on
right
issue
in.
4. Look at that segue. Riding those segways. I'm like, look at me. I'm like a Paul Blart over here, Steven. I'm on my segway. I'm just making my way in the world today. It takes everything I got. But dude, okay, so we're toward the end of issue 4. Wait, issue 4. Yeah, oh my God. Okay, we are almost done with issue 4
Two pages
of
left,
2
basically.
pages left of a 5-issue series. We've kickstarted 3 issues so far. Dude, we've been talking about launching issue 4 of Deathless. I'm starting to get like excited, but also nervous. We were initially going to launch it literally today. If you're watching this, I requested. I sent you a message requesting that we push it a couple of weeks because I think we can do better. Like I think we
Mhm.
can plan things, and like I started creating images and like different things to try to like help market and get the people going, you know? I think it'll work. What do you think?
I think so for sure,
Yeah.
and it'll help. It'll be a good catch up tier for issue 4,
Oh
and then
yeah.
issue 5 is going to be the best because it's literally just going to be a full bonanza of
Dude, I can't
the
wait. Oh
whole
my God.
Deathless. You know, the entire content of Deathless. Deathless will be done. So
Oh, yeah, I'm freaking dying for it. So speaking of that, how did you do this week? How did you
I
what did you
did pretty. I actually did pretty dang good this week. I got one whole
Nice.
page done plus almost the other page is completely roughed and actually halfway final. So I did really well this week,
Heck
actually.
yes.
How about
Success.
yourself? How did
Um,
you do?
I also succeeded. I got like a page and a half colored.
That's amazing.
I colored a page and a half. I also started like doodling for the like graphic novel idea. So I was gonna talk about this next. So anyway, I was successful. I got a lot of stuff colored. I'm very happy and I'm very excited. I also built a chunk of the Kickstarter. Like I did all of the main stuff of the Kickstarter. So now all we have to do is like get the rest of the images going for the rewards, and like get a video if we want a video, which I think I'm gonna make one this week probably. Um, but other than that, dude, it's so I've been super productive this week, but I've also been like, I don't know, I've been thinking about like what to do next because you and I have been talking about like all kinds of things, but we haven't like settled on what
Hmm.
our next book is yet, you know? So I'm like, I've been kicking around this like fantasy graphic novel thing, and like, I also, I think what I think you and I should work on next is Bullet and the Beast. But like,
Okay, like bring her back.
but like I'm gonna like I'm start from scratch. I'm not like same old script. Like I want to rewrite Bullet and the Beast, redesign the character to be like sexy and like definitely eye-catching. I think it works because here's the thing. Like I don't think we should ever be like explicit or anything like that. I don't think we should pull like a bloodlust on Bullet and the Beast, but I think we should make it a like 90s comic like badass female assassin fighting monsters, you know, like
Hmm.
something that like people are excited to see, like and excited to read, but also is pleasing to the eyes, you know, for a lot of people. And I feel yeah,
Unfortunately, imagery
well,
does sell. Just don't, use it to the point of, I get it. I get it.
but
But
I
yeah,
think
you do need something. Like
but I think that would
it
work
just
for
be
us,
that
dude,
way.
because the idea is there, the title is there. I think between those two things, our Kickstarter would blow the hell up. So I think if we just
Mhm.
do Bullet and the Beast, it would blow up. And honestly, we could do it as a graphic novel and just have it be like a longer term project, like maybe, I
Okay.
don't know. What do you? Well, I
Work
mean,
on whatever bloodlust stuff we do in between, and basically just
exactly.
long period piece that. Yeah.
Exactly. And so like if that like that because it would probably end up being around the same length as Deathless, like overall, maybe a little shorter or long. Like, we could do it in chapters like a Hellboy thing, like do like a graphic novella of it where it's like
Hmm.
this is the first book of Bullet and the Beast. We could do that. That'd be cool. Um but that's my pitch. I think that because I've been thinking about that and like what would be super successful for us, but also be fun because of monsters and stuff. And we don't.
Monsters and mayhem and
Yeah.
pretty people. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that stuff's like fun to draw, and
And it
aside,
keeps us on brand with whatever we have to do for Chris too. Anyway, it keeps the sharpened pencil for both. So
yes, exactly, dude. And I feel like I think it would be good if if you're not into it, that's perfectly fine. We'll talk about that and we'll figure something else out in the future. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to throw it out there just in case. Aside from that, what you have going on this week? You guys had you were sick,
We have
right?
a Yeah, well, this previous week we were supposed to get together for like a Dread campaign with Lucas, but Tina got sick over the weekend, and then Cambria got sick. Chase and I are still a-okay, but yeah, they got pretty sick, so we ended up having to bail on it, unfortunately. And then this coming weekend, we're gonna make up that Dread day on Sunday, but
Yes.
Saturday I have to travel to Tampa for competition for the girls. So hopefully Cambria feels better by Saturday too, because they have a comp and
Yeah, hopefully,
got to
dude.
kick
I
butt for her team. Hopefully,
Yeah, I've always wanted to play Dread. A long time ago, I don't know, a while ago, I used to watch this YouTube channel called Tabletopped with Will Wheaton, and he would go over like different board games and like just weird, like unusual and obscure board games and games like tabletop games that you may not have heard of. And I saw them playing Dread once, and I was like, I want to go to there. Like it seems so cool. It's like kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons, like mixed with Jenga sort of thing. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So I was when Lucas brought that up, I was like, yes. And I don't have to do anything but play Jenga and like
yeah.
be a character.
Lucas
I'm
has
in.
got this.
Oh, dude, I'm so ready. I can't freaking wait. I've been reading up and like planning the next D&D campaign, so I'm pretty excited about that. We do have some questions. I'm trying to figure out if we should do the questions first or you know what? I'm going to tell you this. I just want to tell you about this weird guy that I learned about really quick. Just really quick. This is just like a random like if you don't if you've never heard this situation.
Fun fact stories where we just tell you a random tidbit of real information.
Yes. Fun fact stories. Steven, I just learned about this guy recently and I was just like the fact that I am a million years old and I've never heard about this at all and it's real blows my mind. Like I'm not even kidding. I know the fact that I know like so many random facts about things. Like I know names that I shouldn't know. Like I
It is.
know
I know exactly what you're feeling because it's like I know so many random things that when I come across something that I've never known about something that I've
yeah,
always known,
yeah.
it makes no sense to me. Like this was just added to the patch notes, right? Of Earth, like
That's
patch
exactly
4.66. You
Oh,
know,
Steven, I love you so much because that's exactly how I feel. I always feel oh, this is something that clearly didn't exist in my previous universe because I would have heard about it from like by now. Like someone would have mentioned it. And I felt that way about like movies and stuff, like in the past, but like Steven, this feels like unbelievable, okay? Because okay, Steven, have you ever heard of Mad Jack Churchill?
no,
Okay, Steven, this is gonna sound made up as hell, okay? And
I'm
I'm not
excited for it.
Steve, okay. Um, Steven, in the 1920s, 1930s, Mad Jack was in the military, right? And he was a psychopath. He was a like no,
I'm
but
here to enjoy killing people. Like
that's
I'm not here to serve my country. I'm here to serve myself.
Steven, this man, he was that, but he was also just a absolutely bonkers hero. Okay, Steven, now mind you, this is at the time where there are guns, there are machine guns, there's warfare, right?
There's trench
Like
warfare.
trench
There's
warfare, like
mustard gas.
real mustard gas, real terrible things happening, right? This man goes into battle. Now, mind you, he's American. He's not Scottish. He goes into battle wearing a kilt, Stephen. Hang on. It gets so much better. Stephen, this man brought a broadsword into battle and a bow into battle, Stephen.
And we're talking, this is in the 1920s,
Stephen,
1930s.
this man, okay. He goes into numerous wars, wins like gets medals, like high prestigious, medals. It realizes, oh, it's a time of peace for a little bit right before World War II, and he's just like, I don't know what to do. I'm bored. And then World War II starts. He's like, I'm in. I'm gonna go kill some Nazis.
I've been wanting to be. I've been waiting for this,
Steven,
brother.
Steven,
I got I got my kilt pressed. I'm ready to go.
dude, okay, Steven, he was first of all. So many badass stories of this guy. Everyone look him up. It's Mad Jack Churchill. It's very true, and his whole life is insane. He was an extra in movies. He was he He won awards. Oh, by the way, Steven, he would go into battle playing bagpipes to
As an
get people
American.
as an American, like to get people going, but also just to like scare people, like the other troops in
Mad
not
Jack is here.
dude in Nazi Germany, like when the Nazis were taking over, and he went and he fought in France and in Norway and all these various places, dude. In my God, he captured 40 German soldiers by himself with a sword.
Like, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So put the cuffs
So
on,
no,
or you're gonna get William
so
Wallace. I mean, that's
from
what's gonna
yeah,
happen.
that's what's gonna happen. So from what I read, it was something like he and his team of commandos set up a situation where they had small groups basically surround a huge group of Nazis, just like on the outside, and they all planned to scream at the same time. Basically, they were like commandos attack or something. And as that was happening, Jack Churchill snuck up behind them with his first mate and grabbed one of the Nazi soldiers and held his sword to his throat and said, command them to surrender." And it worked. So
Every time.
they scared everyone into thinking there were all of these soldiers when there were just a handful of soldiers, and it freaking worked. Steven, this man went into battle with a bow and arrow and literally had the last kill on record with a longbow in modern warfare.
Could you imagine being the victim of
Right?
that arrow?
Right? I'm gonna get you, Jack. And just like
You like you just appear at whatever dimension after we die, and they're just like, wow, time is an illusion here. So like, what happened? Were you like traveling some
oh,
woods
let
in
me
the
show
17th?
you.
It was actually there were guns, but this guy just kind of showed up, and he had this big bow, and yeah, I caught one right between the eyes. I mean, he just got me, shot
Oh,
him in my skull.
dude, this guy, Mad Jack, was captured by the German soldiers twice. Steven,
I can
Steven,
catch him.
he
How you
was
let this guy slip out of your fingers?
he was captured twice. He was captured. He tunneled with another soldier out of the camp and escaped the first time. And
Twice.
then
Oh, first time.
the second time there was some distraction and he literally just walked out the front door. He's insane. Like the
He's the
story.
definition of if you really like firmly like act as if you belong somewhere, you
Oh my
just
God.
no
One
one looks.
100%. Oh, yeah. So he's famously known for saying any officer who goes into battle without a sword is improperly dressed.
That's a
He's just like
badass.
he's such a bad. Why is there not a movie of this guy? I would like it's insane. It's absurd. But it just he just it's crazy. He used to ride a motorcycle into battle. Steven, this is a man who died in 1998.
He got to watch The Mask.
Steven, he got to watch The Mask. He died. No, this man, this badass, crazy Chuck Norris, like mythical figure, died peacefully in his bed. He didn't even get to go to Valhalla. Like he was like, what are you
He
talking
actually
about?
that's crazy. One of the greatest soldiers of all time didn't even get to go to Valhalla. He just died in his sleep.
Amazing,
Probably
dude.
probably watching an episode of Friends. That's like how recent he was alive.
He's like they were on a break.
They were on a break.
Then he dies.
If I was Ross, I would carry a claymore around everywhere so people knew to
Oh
fear
my,
me.
oh my God. Okay, I just
That's
wanted to share
great.
that with everyone because like
That's
I love that.
fantastic.
It was right so interesting. And if I don't know, we don't share a lot of like history facts here, but like every once in a while I read something, I'm like, I need to tell someone this. Anyway, we do have a few questions from the colony. Stephen, would you mind giving us a sweet
I got you. The fire is roaring. You guys are exploring. You got some questions for me and Anthony. It's questions from the colony with Stephen, Todd, and Anthony. We're gonna answer every question you have right here, right now. I'm Reba.
I love every single time you do that song, you end with you confess to the world that you're actually Reba.
I'm actually Reba McEntire.
You'd think we would have more subscribers considering the fact that we're such a good show and you're obviously Reba McEntire.
I'm Reba.
I'm Reba. So if you're watching us for the first time, first of all, you're amazing. You're incredible. You're a mad jack of this colony and welcome. Welcome to our weird world of we have issues. every once in a while, my best friend and I, we give people the opportunity to just ask us questions. You can ask us anything you want. We're trying to start a community, colony, cult of just decent, cool weirdos who are usually creative and funny. But we want people to be transparent and just ask us whatever we want. And it's just fun. So we have some questions from a few. We only have a few questions from viewers today. So let's see. Sam V asks. If Cole dies at the end of this book for the girl that broke up with him, how hard do I need to throw this book from New Jersey to hit you in the shoulder all the way in Florida? What kind of trajectory are we talking here? Trebuchet, cannon, or a really strong bow? Speaking of, you because of Mad Jack, I'm gonna say use a really strong bow and you can hit me from New Jersey if that happens in the book. Sam is an author. She's amazing and she watches our show. Thankfully, thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
She's been reading Table Scraps and she's almost finished with it. Spoiler alerts. But no, I'm so thankful people freaking read that. And she's been really cool about reading it and like sharing quotes with people.
Her journey through
And
the book.
yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
that's always so much fun. Like I love that stuff. But Sam actually asks, she says, as for questions with less fueled by violence, thoughts on vampires eating the color red instead of blood, like red apples, strawberries, etc. What do you think, Steven?
Ooh. I feel like it needs to at least be the blood of an animal, minimum, bare minimum. But
I was gonna say, like, what is apple juice if not the blood of an apple? I mean,
yes, I get. I mean, maybe there are like vegan vampires that like feed on like apples and like things like that. Maybe that's a possibility. And I mean, you can write a story about it. I mean, like,
yeah,
there's
I
just
like.
like this anything that produces the color red actually carries this certain protein or whatever thing you know about nutrition carries it in there to produce the red pigment, and that is actually what craves and satiates the vampire's hunger. So yes, red gummy worms, even like
Ooh,
red is it red 5? Yeah, like they love that. They can just drink that shit like by
actually,
the
what it
tube.
is.
That's actually what caused vampire cancer. So
I believe it. Along with Jim Carrey being a clone. So, also, she asks, what instruments do you think a mummy would play? What's the perfect monster band lineup, and what instrument would each monster play, Steven?
ooh,
Just a
okay.
monster mash.
I
Yeah.
feel like the mummy would play the triangle just because of way his hands are kind of already
Okay. Ooh,
out.
I like that.
You
I
just
like that.
slide that in.
Either that or
Vampire
Steven, wait. Either that or just the keyboard.
a keyboard would
Like,
be great.
right? It's
But
like
we can also
Frankenstein
get
to
the
the
keyboard
mummy.
to Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're interchangeable. One's a triangle player, one's a keyboardist, right? Vampire is either lead vocal or lead guitar because
Okay.
it needs to be something with it's swagger. It has to be swagger. Werewolf is bass guitar because of our friend Bill, and he's a werewolf and he plays bass, so we
That's
know
true.
that's a
That's
fact.
true. Okay.
That's just a fact. All right.
Yep.
Um, who plays drums?
That's a good
Werewolf would
one.
also be good for drums, but like I
Werewolf would
said,
be
they play bass.
They play bass. Everyone knows yeah, werewolves play bass. Well, we have
Zombie with their bones, like they just
that's
pull the.
dude, I love that idea
Yep.
so much. Yes, of course.
Some
Okay.
it depends on the zombie. If it's from like World War Z, he can hit the
Oh.
double bass and everything. But if it's like Walking Dead, it's more of a
Yes.
because they he can't move that fast. So it's a very Ringo Starr beat. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. So that's a perfect answer, Stephen. Okay, our good friend Daly says, "Don't think I ever asked this or been told. Where did the idea of Deathless come from?" So I've mentioned on the podcast before, but like I was trying to figure out how to write a synopsis for like table scraps or like different ideas that I had that seemed to be like big. I was just like, there's a lot to kind of condense into one little like a couple paragraphs. How do I do this if these creatures have never existed in anything else? What do I do? So I was like, oh wait, Dracula. I was like, obviously at some point, like you have to describe like what a vampire is. They don't now. Everyone knows what a vampire is. So when I looked in the back of my copy of Dracula, hoping they would be like, when Jonathan Harker discovers a blood-sucking creature of the night, blah 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 blah, whatever. They don't. They're just like, it's a vampire. But they do use the word deathless on it. So I was like, what? That's a cool word, and that's how that started. So I was just like, oh, deathless, and then I pitched like two or three different ideas to Steven based on just that title. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I do like a couple of them. Like a couple of them, I was like thinking about the other day, where I was like, oh, there was one where it was
I
like
think there
this
was one with like a girl, wasn't
the
there? With
girl,
like the
yeah,
world, yeah.
the girl was really cool. So it was like this girl had some sort of creatures that were connected to her spiritually that would protect her. But it was chaotic and she didn't know that that was the case. So she was just kind of living her life in fear of these creatures in the woods that were like destroying things around her, but it turned out they were actually things that were protecting her. And there were people after her to try to get the power and all of that, and she had to and then she eventually learns of this power and how to become friends with these beasts and how to use them and their gifts and to kind of overcome what these people were trying to do to her and her village and all this. I thought it was really cool. I was like, oh, she doesn't realize how powerful she is. She's basically like incapable of dying
Yeah.
because she has these
She's protected by this like horde of amazing monsters.
yeah. And I was like, kind of like a cat has 9 lives. Like she has, as long as these things are alive, she can be reborn or whatever. So I was like, that'll be really cool. So we were like, I was thinking about going with that, and then I was like, I had this other idea about this like ancient entity that got stuck in a modern day body, and I was just like, that would be really fun to do because I like writing stuff like that. But I mean, Deathless's voice is a lot of fun for me to write, and I'm just like, I love
Hmm.
those jokes, like the fish out of water, like Thor on Earth,
Yeah.
situation. It's fun to write. So that's where that came from. And our good friend JD, who's basically a
Producer
producer,
JD.
it says, "Are you real, or are you just another one of my illusions, Stephen?" That's for you.
Ugh, honestly, sometimes I've actually like even in my own life feel like I've lost the main character energy. Like I do feel like I might just be an illusion in someone else's life. Like I feel like I might be an NPC at the moment. Like so it's very well possible that you just took over this realm and I
Ooh,
lost my main character status and I am in,
man,
you
I've
know,
been, it's funny, I've been struggling with that
maintain
too lately.
mode.
It sucks. Like it's really interesting, like the balance you strike as a human as you get older and get married and like, find those things because it's like there's a reason most heroes or who are going out in the world and doing things find love or find a thing.
Mm,
It's not like, oh, I'm married anyway, now I'm gonna go and do this
I'm
thing.
still doing this hero
I'm
shit,
still doing
baby.
shit. Yeah, like that's not usually the case, for a good reason, But it is weird to be in this position where I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not dead yet. I still want to do all these things. I want to make a graphic novel. I still want to make a dang movie. I still want to do this. And I'm just like, I'm alive. I'm not an NPC. But then I also feel like I'm exhausted and I kind of just want to watch The Office.
I just want to
Oh
veg,
man,
bro.
I just
I
want to
just want
veg.
to watch
Like,
some righteous gemstones and
oh, it's
pass
so
out.
good. It's so good. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, dude. I feel like we're all an illusion in various ways. Some of us in more terrifying ways than others. It's what do you want from me, JD? We're all infinite,
I'm
perspective.
definitely an illusion of JD's. It's
Yeah,
confirmed.
100%. No, but life is weird. It's just so bonkers, but I'm very thankful that we are getting close to like leveling up this particular
Hmm.
skill. We're going to like we
Play It
finished.
Again was a big climb because it was like a
Yep.
43 page one shot, so it took time to get through. And then this is the next climb in the journey. Although Bloodlust, I mean, we're gonna be
Yeah.
working on issue 3 of Bloodlust too, so that's pretty crazy to have two concurrent series going on, and like
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah, we
But yeah,
do. And not to mention, I mean, how many pages of Deathless do we have right now? It's
it's
like 80
crazy.
pages now, right? It's like
Hmm.
it's a significant book. And what do you think? Like before we get out of here, at the end of every show, we always talk about like what we're gonna do next week, and we're gonna wrap it up. So let's start doing that. But what do you think for issue 5? I do think we should do single issues so people can have the collection who have been with us all along, and
Absolutely.
like I think it's very important. I want my own single issue. Should we include the graphic novel in issue 5, or do you think that's going to like stop people from buying the single issues? Should it matter? Like I mean, I'd be happy if people just
It
buy
would
the.
maybe it would make I mean not to be Mr. Marketing over here, but
I
maybe it
know.
does make sense to do the collection after.
Yeah. I will say, what we could do? We can make it completely we can do it as transparent as possible as we always do in the show. So maybe what we'll do is literally put it together, make it actually a special thing that we take extra time on, and we'll do like show a bunch of extras in the back. We can do
That
like
makes more sense because I also don't want to take away from the
yes.
shipping process of issue 5 because it would
Yes, that's
it
gonna
would
be
make it would make issue 5 take a lot more time
very true.
to ship and produce if we also were trying to simultaneously produce the graphic novel.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. So I think it makes sense to do it separately. I maybe we'll do a Kickstarter for it. We'll see. We'll like cross that bridge when we get there. But like for now,
I
I'm
do think simultaneously, I just thought of this, and this
yeah.
isn't like they would probably be the same price or whatever, maybe even different. But I do think what we should do is do whatever whenever we do the graphic novel, let's
Hmm.
make it like a certain cover, certain
Hmm.
collection from the Kickstarter. Like
Yeah.
if you contribute to this Kickstarter, this is the version of the graphic novel you get. But
Okay.
then I also think we should just publish it to Amazon
Oh
with a
yeah, yeah.
separate with an Amazon like that way like let's
Right,
I'm
like
just
a
saying let's say
Kickstarter
we become
exclusive. Like yeah, yeah, yeah.
because then if we ever did become famous, anyone who backed the
They would
Kickstarter is
have
going to
that
have they would have like the true version, whereas the
for sure.
Amazon version would be print on demand and it
For
wouldn't
sure.
be as it wouldn't be as monitored
I,
by us.
I think it is smart to do it separately because I think we should also do a soft cover and a hardcover for the
Absolutely.
graphic novel, and I think that would be cool. And I think the hardcover would be Kickstarter exclusive, and like
I want a hard cover with like a plastic cover, but when you take the plastic cover off,
there's a
there's like a dice
shiny.
inlay or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, like the
oh, that'd be
shiny
so
inlay.
cool. Yes, Steven, I can't wait to get there. Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
God, we're
that's
we're getting
coming.
there. We're on our way. We're taking the steps. So what are you gonna do this week? How are you gonna like
I'm
help?
gonna well, page 22 is all but done. I already had, as you saw, I already had the bottom half roughed,
Yeah.
and then it's just those two final cityscape pages that might take some time, but I might be able to get all of it. It all depends on what Saturday and Sunday bring with
That would be awesome.
the busyness of it.
Otherwise, would you start working on like an alternate cover or like a
Yes.
because we do have to start because I want to get all the pictures up so we can be like, here's this is what your foil cover is going to look like. This is what the alternate covers are going to look like, just so people can see it because I think they're way more likely to buy it if they can see,
Hmm.
because it's and I was looking at our previous Kickstarters and like some of them, like some of the stuff I was like, wow, I can't believe we did as well as we did with what we had, like
Yeah. Sometimes we just don't offer enough like stuff. Like
that's what it is.
there's
Yeah,
people
well,
that want to support you and they just end up supporting you by adding on like
yeah,
bonus stuff, and it's like I wish we would just create more stuff for you guys. Issue 2, I think what happened was with the last issue is
yeah,
issue 2 we went so crazy
yeah.
that we had
We
to
backed
dial it
up.
back
Yeah, we
because we
dialed it
lost
back.
money on issue 2 completely. I mean, I
Yeah,
think we ate like we I know the
yeah,
whole
yeah. It was we basically broke even on issue two, and that
yeah.
was like ah
And we
crap.
might have even came out of pocket for some shipping after the
Yeah,
fact,
shipping and
but
stuff. Ugh. Yeah, that sucked. But like
it happens.
it
It
happened.
happens.
It
And
happened.
I'm just excited to have issue 2. And trust me, as you know, we learned issue 3 was profitable for us.
Yeah.
And now we have a ton of issues, that's one thing I need to do this week is I need to organize and
Yes.
inventory what we have so that way we know what to order.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. And this week I'm going to do my best to color 2 pages. I'm gonna try. I should be able to do it. I think I can. I think I can. I've been getting better and like faster at it, and I've been spending more time doing it. So that's that's good. I'm definitely going to get through it. I should be able to do 2 this week. So that's my plan. I'm also going to like I'm gonna work on the Kickstarter a little bit more as much as I can with what I have. And that's what we're doing this week. But thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for sharing your issues with us and your questions and being a part of our colony. It really means everything to us. Stephen, what would you like to say to people before we go?
Thank you. Each and every week you tune in, you keep us going, you support us, you love us, and we love you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're all so amazing. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Until then, I'm Anthony,
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
and this has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next week.
Boom, 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 boom. That was an alrighty then, but I don't know if it really worked.
Oh
Uh,
man, Jim Carrey's
boom, 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 boom. Okay, we got it.
Oh man, Jim Carrey has so many classic movies. It's a shame that he was
Dumb and
close.
Dumber is super classic.
Yeah. All right, dude. I love you.
I
I
love
will
you, dude.
talk